And if we repair the surface, I say, for this $36,000, we can extend it, repair, goals, and a mini fence or a fence on the area, in the area where they could possibly lose the ball and have to chase it, still sounds better than $65,000.
So look at it this way, Councilor Wilkerson. So repair and upgrade. Repair is repairing the surface. And upgrade is going to be upgrading the goals. So that's the 35,000. And then the second one is the conversion, which is converting a portion, because you know the pickleball court has the three, whatever. But that's converting a portion of the pickleball court, and with the basics of that, we would need to put up some type of fencing to block off the basketball portion, because otherwise, you know, you can't have a multi-use situation at one time. If we don't put fencing up, you know, some type of basketball fencing, that's a term, but of course some higher fencing, to allow multiple activities at one time.
Okay, in converting the pickleball court,
A portion
of the pickleball court, it's gonna take $65,000 to do what?
I think that's the major question. What do the two entail?
Cause I'm thinking,
Yeah.
maybe two goals, or however many goals.
it makes it a full
And
court.
maybe a fence in between, or a fence in that area.
Yes.
So, I guess that's what.
And maybe
that's
a
what I
picture
see.
too.
So,
That's why I said if you can grow it to it, you know, if you're gonna put a lot of money into something that's not in regulation, or you're gonna grow it to something that is.
And
multiple
strike.
people, yes, multiple
Mhm.
people can play. I think that's the goal, to have a safe place where multiple can play. You know, it's almost like up next. You know, the younger kids won't have a place to play if the older kids are there. One game is going on, you shut yourself up. And this is coming from your citizens, this is not you talking.
Okay, so the next thing that we need to talk about is the temporary public works worker update. I provided that to you all as well. Did you get that?
I got it.
Okay. So the hourly rate based on what was needed was actually higher than, the $18 or something. But I provided you with the calculations, these are true calculations. All of their taxes and everything are taken out of this money by automation. So we're not responsible for taxes, insurance, any of that. What you see here is what we pay automation, and that's it. So last time, so it's about $10,000 more than the number I gave last meeting. But I wanted you all to be able to see the actual calculation and understand why. Any questions on that?
I only have one. I understand everything here. Just when they're moving the money, do they move it collectively, or will they move it as it arrives? Like, will they go and say, okay, we're gonna move the whole $30,000 now?
Is it arrives?
So when we vote tonight, it'll be,
To approve an amount not to exceed $33,264. And I don't think that the council, while I provided you with the account numbers here, unless you want me to give you a list of the tax accounts, I don't think that the council would have to get into that.
I didn't know I guess my thought process was that we would be amending the budget to move money from one account to another.
That is what you would amend the budget in an amount not to exceed the $33,264. It's not expending additional funds, it's just. Mr. Kyle, will we need to specify the account number, because we've never done that. I actually started that when I came into office. Is that necessary? Okay.
Wherever you have some funds available.
Yes, sir. Does the council require the account number to be, designated?
because it was listed here.
Well, I know that normally you want to know where the money is coming from, so I was proactive in letting you know that.
For sure. And I guess my other question is, how do we do this in respect to the motion that we did last time? Do we have to, like, what's gonna be the process? Are we gonna have to reverse what we did before?
We
Or
just
rescind?
we just need to, we need to rescind that one. Okay. Do we know do we have to specify the exact amount or just rescind it period?
Let me back up a little bit, I'm having a little bit about.
Okay. Mhm.
If you're going to, I'm thinking, there's a budget adjustment, in transferring, there should be a corresponding ordinance or resolution, how we do it. Within that ordinance, it should denote what line item where this money is transferred from and where it's being transferred to.
So I would need to know all the tax accounts as well?
If they're coming out, however many, you could do that ordinance. And this goes, as transfer from 51207, transfer to 51207, and the top to max, that's one thing. So I kinda got stuck on that.
Okay.
In my head.
Okay.
So I think for clarity and for look back, I think it would be most appropriate to do that.
Okay, can you, so we know that, so we would actually have to delay this then, because we would need to come up with the exact amount from the various accounts based on that. Okay. Hmm. Okay.
And now, so you don't really answer on the previously adopted item.
Well, now we have the answer that when we handle this next meeting, that we'll need to rescind this resolution number that was listed in the minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, would you say, Mr. Glenn?
No, could you just increase the amount, because I think you, would allocate $28,680 for it, and all you've done was just increase it. Could you just increase it here?
Oh, yes, I can increase it, but what she was saying is that we need to specify the account numbers in the actual motion. And then, but what I was saying was, I know that there's not going to be enough in the salaries and wages to cover the 38,000. I mean, I'm sorry, not 38. 33,000.
Right.
Yeah. And so I would hate for us to have to come back and amend that again. Now, I don't want to haphazardly do it, so we can address that, next meeting, because we already approved the how much was it, 28,000, so with that, so based on what you said, though, we would actually need to correct that resolution as well, because we did not specify an account
In my
last time.
Yeah, in my opinion, and it's all the culture. But budget ordinance, this is a budget ordinance.
Mhm.
It needs to have a rule back because you're certifying that these funds are available and how best to certify them to the account from which it's coming from.
Okay,
And, you can always look back and see what the last balance was based on the resolution.
Okay. Okay, so I think the most effective thing to do is to, when we just rescind this at one time and do the new ordinance, next meeting, when I'm able to give you the exact account numbers and the amount. And then, but in the interim, we will be okay with paying these employees because it's an ongoing contract. I mean, an ongoing action. So as long as that action does not conclude before we make the correct, resolution, do the correct resolution, we should be okay. Is that acceptable to the council at this time? Okay. So, Ms. Hodge, please, okay, and Mr. Cobb, please don't forget to provide that to them as soon as possible. So the other memo that I have is the Pleasant Grove School funding. Previously, we've talked about, these are the requests that have been made by the high school and the, and I'm so sorry for the column alignment where the numbers, it's fine, but the request from the high school is $66,570, and the request from the elementary school is $33,000. I will remind the council that the, elementary school has been approved as a, not an IB program, but, an advanced learning program. Accelerated learning program, I couldn't think of the word. Accelerated learning program, through the Jefferson County Board of Education. So with that though comes additional responsibilities. So, they are having to onboard new programs with the teachers. So that made their teacher professional development increase considerably. But all of it's listed here. So this is at the pleasure of the council again. I'm not asking us to necessarily vote on it tonight, unless you want to, and we would have to have a unanimous consent to do that. But, these are the expenses, and the only expense that I recall being specifically requested was from council. To give some money to them, and the ACT prep, that Councilor Van Williams talked about. And so both of those items are included on that list. Is there anything else that a council member would like us to consider, and we can reallocate funds if necessary, just as we're going into thought about this?
I just have a question about the teacher
Yes, sir.
professional development. That's a mandate by the Jefferson County Board of Education,
What is it now?
the teacher professional development.
Well, part of it is. So, the teacher professional development, part of it is, and then part of it is a request from the principals, because they want them to have specific programs. They do have a little leeway, not much, but they do have a little leeway in each individual school. So, there may be something taught at, just like Principal Watkins, he was able to convert, I think the 10th graders, second period to ACT prep. So that may not be at every school, that they have a whole period for ACT prep, but that was important to him in his program. But a great example, Council Wilkerson, if you look at the elementary schools, most of their teacher professional development is to support those, the second, third, and fourth items on that list. So the math test prep, where they're doing the workbook, and the high interest literacy resources. Oh, okay, thank you. The high interest literacy resources, decodables and levels readers, math manipulatives, and numeracy totals. Stuff like that is going to be new for them this time, because now they have an accelerated learning program, so their teacher development.
Yeah, I only asked that question just to make sure, that expense wasn't passed on to us, because if it's being mandated, then of course it should be taken care of by the state. But if it's something additional, to better prepare, I'm on board.
Yes, sir. Thank you, for the reminder, council, we're gonna have to open up, my apologies for the timing. So it's 6:06, and we'll call the July 6, 2026 city council meeting to order. And we'll ask that we open in prayer. Ms. Dancy, would you do us the honors this evening?
I sure will. All right, let us pray. Father God, we come to you today, Lord, we give you thanks.
we ask that this meeting be on what you want it to be. Lord, we ask that this meeting be in order. Everything is done in decency and order. Lord, let us continue to lift up Pleasant Grove, lift up this government. Lord, lift up the citizens, protect them from all hurt, harm, and danger. Lord, I ask that you just bind our hearts together so that we can be as one people, one voice. Lord, I just ask that you just continue to cover us, protect us, and we'll always give you the honor and the glory. Amen.
Amen. Mr. Dawes, would you lead us in the pledge tonight?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. And Mr. Howard, if you'll know, with the exception of Councilor Brown, that everyone is present this evening. Okay, next on the agenda, approval of minutes from the last regular scheduled meeting on June 15, 2026.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes from the last meeting on June 26th,
No.
15, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I second.
We have a motion by Councilor Lassiter and a second by Councilor Wilkerson. Any issues, questions, concerns, corrections? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor? And that passes unanimously. Thank you. Next up, we have the approval of resolution 2026-40, resolution of the City of Pleasant Grove, Alabama, accepting the America 250 AL grant in the amount of $2,500. And I'll present that as a motion.
I second.
We have a motion by myself and a second by Councilor Wilkerson. Any issues, questions, concerns? I don't have any issues, questions, or concerns, but I would like to congratulate Mrs. Hodge. That was her first grant, and we appreciate your hard work in making that happen. All those in favor? And that passes unanimously. Thank you. Thank you for your hard work. And I will, as a note, I'm sure Councilor Wilkerson is gonna update us more on that and Mrs. Hodge, but we have an exciting event that grant is going to help support, so we're excited. Approval of resolution number 2026-41, a resolution of the City of Pleasant Grove, Alabama, authorizing travel advance for Mayor Yolanda Lawson and Attorney Cheryl Kidd to attend the 2026 Annual Legislative Conference. We need a motion.
I make a motion that approval of resolution number 2026-41, resolution of the City of Pleasant Grove, Alabama, authorizing travel advance for Mayor Yolanda Lawson and Attorney Cheryl Keith to attend the 2026 Annual Legislative Conference.
And we have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion by Councilor Wilkerson and a second by Councilor Lassiter. Any questions, issues, concerns? Hearing or seeing none, all those in favor? And that passes unanimously. Okay, so next we have the approval of resolution number 2026-42, a resolution of the City of Pleasant Grove, Alabama, authorizing the travel advance for, I think, this is the same thing, is this the same thing?
No.
Oh, this is, okay, sorry. The travel advance for Mayor Yolanda Lawson, Mayor Pro Tem Regina Van Williams, Councilor Jacqueline Gary, and Councilor Ray Laster to attend the 2026 NBC Leo Summer Conference, and I will add to be held here in Birmingham, Alabama. And make a motion that we approve that travel advance. Need a second?
I second.
We have a motion and a second for that travel advance. Any questions, issues, concerns? Okay, hearing and seeing none, all those in favor? And that passes unanimously. Okay, next up, we have special presentations. Does anyone have a special presentation tonight? Okay, Mrs. Hall? Okay. No, we don't have. Okay, no special announcement. I will update the council. I don't necessarily have a mayor's report. I hope everybody had a great 4th of July. Happy birthday to the United States. 250th. So, I'm glad to see everyone here tonight. Me and my husband had the opportunity to go out of town and get a little relaxation. So, I thank God we came back and found everything safe and secure. So, excited about that. Council, I will inform you that, I intend to present to Councilor Van Williams the, I don't understand what that, none of that means. That I will intend to present to the council the proposed budget, to the Budget and Finance Committee, the Finance Committee. Intend to present the budget to them by, July 20th. And then I will allow the Finance Committee to determine at that time any work sessions that we need to have or hold. And then I would like to present a proposed budget to the City Council as a whole by August 3rd, which will allow us approximately 2 weeks to present it to the City Council as a whole. And then I would like to have a budget passed no later than the September 21st. September 21st meeting. I'm sorry, September 21st meeting. So, those are the goals right now. Of course, those are moving targets based on the needs from the council, but that gives us approximately 1 month between each step that we take. So give it to the Finance Committee, and then we'll have approximately a month as a Finance Committee to work on, approximately 2 weeks to work on that as a Finance Committee. Then it goes to the full council, and then they give us approximately 6 weeks to work on it collectively as as a whole. And that will give us space for at least 2 work sessions if needed. Possibly 3, it just depends on, where we are, but that will give us approximately 2 weeks between each work session. So I wanted to make sure that I gave everybody an opportunity to, think through and review everything that's happening. Now, I will ask you this, Councilor Van Williams, would the 2 weeks be sufficient for you? Okay. So is everybody on board with those tentative dates? Okay. So, that's pretty much all I have today. So now we'll have the officers of the city report. Mr. Cobb, do you have anything? Okay. Mr. Goldsmith, do you have anything? Okay. So Mr. Goldsmith has had an opportunity to onboard our temporary employees. We've added 3 temporary employees, and the time frame that we're working with is they will be with us through October 2nd. We still have our summer workers who will be with us through the 4th week in July. Yeah, so they have approximately 3 more weeks with us. They've been very instrumental around here. One young lady has learned how to accept, garbage payment, so she's been a fill-in for Ms. Brianna when she takes her break. That's been huge, a huge help. And these young ladies and young men, they are willing to do any and everything that you ask them. So we could not have asked for a better group of teenagers to come and help us this summer. So we were very thankful for them. And then the gentleman that we've onboarded, we have 2 new hires, correct, since the last council year? 2 new hires that are actual hires, and then we have the 3 temporary workers. So, so that's gonna be a thing. I did have the opportunity to meet with our staff, and so, something we have not had in a long time, I had an opportunity to present them an actual written employee manual. So I will be providing that to, Councilor Gary, but I'm going to provide it to the entire council. So you will all have an opportunity to see our, rules and regulations. But at the end of the day, we're going to go by the personnel. You okay? Oh, you fine? You okay?
I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're fine, you're fine. I just want to make sure you're okay.
I'm okay. That sweet lady over there, hallelujah. I took my heart and she invited me.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I had a couple of things I needed done.
Well, you just take your time, we'll be right here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Everything.
yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. You okay?
Y'all stay blessed.
Yes, ma'am. You okay to drive?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Will you walk her? I want to make sure, please. I forget what.
Yeah.
You talking about employees? Oh, the handbook. So I'll have that to you all, tomorrow. So that has been provided to them, but I did have to make a couple of updates that I recognized when I was going over it with them, but we had an opportunity to meet on it. And, most of it, of course, at the end of the day, will be governed by the Personnel Board of Jefferson County, because our employees. And, thanks to this council, we've had the opportunity to convert anyone that was unclassified to classified. And I think we only have 1 unclassified person still remaining, which we're working to get on to the classified side. So, thank you for the council for that. Do you have anything, Mr. Jones?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Good evening. As Mayor Lawson stated earlier, that, I did get approved for the $2,500 grant. And I want to say, first of all, thank you, Councilor Wilkerson, for assisting me with jump-starting this event. The event will be here August 1st. It will be in the elementary, school parking lot from 10 to 2. So it is packed with a purpose, honoring those who served our country for over 250 years. It's gonna piggyback off of the event that Council Wilkerson had on June 3rd, which we will have veterans, active reserve, National Guard, Army, Air National Guard, the Birmingham Veterans Health Administration, and their families. So the purpose of this event is not only to honor those who served, but also those who was not able to come out on Wednesday, June 3rd, to receive knowledge about your VA benefits. They have the opportunity to come back out on August 1st to receive knowledge about that. We plan on having games, line dancing, exotic cars. It's gonna be fun for the whole community, so it's gonna be community engaged. We're gonna invite other cities to come out, and not just for Pleasant Grove community. So look for the flyer, Council Wilkerson and myself are in the process of getting it finalized, so be looking for that. If you know anyone that may need some help, with VA benefits, please tell them to come out. Any questions? 10 to August 1st in elementary school parking lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Do you want to add anything at this time, Council
I
Wilkerson,
can.
or?
Sure. I'll add a little bit, nothing
Just
that,
about that, you don't have to go into your,
okay.
before I get to you.
Well, she's good at the top.
No, go
Okay,
ahead, go ahead.
as far as the 250, this is also an opportunity for us to recognize our veterans that reside in the community. It's an opportunity to recognize those active Army, Navy, Air Force personnel who will be coming and bringing a display of their vehicles and equipment and talk about the things that they do. So this will be I think it's gonna be a tremendous day. So you wanna be there, your families wanna be there, your neighbors wanna be there. There's nothing like, looking a young man or a young lady in the eyes and thanking them for putting their lives on the line and protecting and serving. And also, this will be an opportunity for you to take a look at some of the equipment that they use to protect us and serve so that you will know exactly where your taxpayer dollars are going. I'm expecting an exciting day that day. The VA hospital will be here, answering questions, registering individuals as she stated. But we want this to also be a fun day. But it won't be fun if you don't come and bring somebody with you. That's about it there.
Thank you so much. Chief Reed? Okay. Thank you. So that concludes the offices of, Attorney Kidd, I apologize. Okay. That concludes the offices of the city report. Now for committee reports, do you want to start?
I can, I just want to say good evening to everyone. Good to see you all tonight. Hopefully, prayerfully, y'all travel, glad to see you back. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Council Lassiter. Council Gear?
Thank you. I actually have quite a bit today, and I don't know if I'll just necessarily update some of the questions that I was hoping that we would get to in the, pre-council, but we didn't. But first, I wanted to say that I previously talked about us doing a Buy Eat Support Local initiative. So what I have here is just, kind of a draft of what I have put together, for, that proposal. My thought process is that the council and mayor will take this, review it, look through it. If there's, additions or changes or, other things that, if there's, changes or anything that you all would like to see in it, that we do that and possibly try to approve this at the first meeting in August. If everyone is okay with it, so that we can try to get this started. My goal would be that the first Buy Eat Support Local week would be in October. It's something that the initiative will be quarterly, so at least once a quarter this will be done. But there are some things that we have to do to get the businesses involved and get everything set up prior to that. So I think that we have enough time if we are able to approve this by the first meeting in August. So if you have questions, you don't have to wait for the meeting, just reach out to me so that we can make sure that we keep the ball rolling on that. So for the public, more information to come on that, but it was something that was part of my, something that I ran on my campaign and kind of ready to see it come to fruition. And it's just an initiative really to help, our small businesses in the city, because there's so much going on now with online purchasing and with us going to Walmart and those types of things that we forget about some of our, local places right here. And so it's just something that all of our local businesses will be able to be a part of, and hopefully the community will really take hold to it and run with it and help support local during, at least during those 4 weeks out of the year. Okay. Now I think some of what I have are kind of questions. So, there's been a lot of talk about the grass, and I know you made an announcement on social media and on the website about the grass cutting. Do we have a schedule as it relates to, how we set certain areas? And I guess my thought process is that for what I consider to be our main attractions, our entrances, City Hall, the park, and the complex and the fields, I think that those should be on the schedule on how they are maintained. I'm not eliminating all the rest of the city, but our main attractions should look like they're our main attractions. We have people that are leasing our field, and I know for sure the field that's by the complex, on that backside of that soccer field, and the field going around here by Belton, they are a mess. And it's a little in-depth. I just want us to make sure that if we can at least get those on a schedule, I don't know if we have one or not, but if we can, and I remember that at some point we were paying someone to cut some of those areas. Are we still doing that? Is that person, we still contracted to pay that person?
So that person is contracted just to do the, right of way around just the baseball field.
Okay. Is that something that our staff will be able to do at some point, or are we planning to keep that contract in place?
The contract is still ongoing, it will be at council's discretion, but I'm so happy you brought that up. Because I have taken the initiative to, reach out to, some local, lawn service companies that are here in Pleasant Grove, that are located here in Pleasant Grove, to request, quotes to maintain the city hall, the community center, and the perimeter of the park. Because unfortunately, even with the number of people that we have working in public works now, it is just not going to, it's almost impossible. If it rains, the grass really needs to be cut twice a week, if you want to be really honest. And then also, our public works team does not have the ability to service these areas of lawn to maintain it to a horticulturist level of maintenance. While and still maintain the rest of the city. It's just no way. There's no way it can happen. So I didn't want to bring that up to the council before I had something to present to you. But I'm so happy you brought that up, and so now, I would hope that the council would be on board with us, hiring someone to come in and maintain those areas that you mentioned. And we can even add in the interest of the city out here. I've had an opportunity to speak with 3 lawn services that are locally located, but the reason I did not put it out, as a public request for quotes was because I really wanted to be able to solicit businesses that are, here at home. But if you know of one that, that you really want me, they're welcome to give a quote.
Okay, at the last meeting, I, asked about us having to accept the sponsorship from the Jackson Grove.
Mm-hmm.
And you told me that we didn't have to because we had already taken care of that in the previous.
Mm-hmm.
So, I took the liberty to go back through the minutes and some of the meetings. At the May meeting, when we discussed the contract for the therapeutic consultant,
Mm-hmm.
you said, and I quote, "Keep in mind that we would still have to vote to accept any sponsorship, so you all would have the opportunity to be further exposed to whomever those sponsorships are going to come from, because we would not be able to accept them without officially voting to do so." And then I thought, well, maybe we had done it previously, maybe we had done something in a previous vote to accept them. Well, if we did, there is not in the minutes anywhere. On April the 6th, we did vote to accept the monies that were received from, Senator Coleman and Representative Sellers for the Jackson Grove. At that time, you said there had been $7,000 that was from somewhere else. I think it was Scales and Stevens, but that they had previously been accepted. Well, I don't know if they have, I can't find that either, but what I do know is I don't see anything in the note, in the minutes from the meeting since we've been on council. And even right before that, I even went back into some of, 25 to show that we have accepted it. And we already have one issue where there was an issue with accepting donations or the council not accepting donations before it was taken. I don't want us having this same conversation about this later on. Right now, I don't know, we don't know anything. I don't know how much money was, how much sponsorship money was received, how much we paid out in the 15%. There's just been no update about that. So, I don't want that to be an issue later. And we have an issue now that we're having from a year ago with the fall festival.
Okay, two things. Mr. Cobb, have we received any contributions for Jasmine Grove?
No. What was one, I think, no, that's for the cleanup. No, not to my knowledge, we haven't received any additional money outside of the grant money.
Okay. So that will take care of, until those funds are actually received, that would take care of the response to your 15%. So that means we haven't paid anything out because we haven't received anything.
Okay, so we have paid out, we paid out no money for Jasmine Grove?
That's not what it is.
I
I said that's relative to the 15%.
Okay.
So you specifically said you don't know if we paid out anything relative to the 15%. So, I have not provided an accounting for what was expended. However, I will provide that to you, and I can assure the council that no funds that exceeded the amount, that was approved, we definitely know that that was not expended. Mr. Cobb, do you by chance have the amount that was expended?
For the Jasmine.
Mhm.
Do you have that, the May, printer?
Oh, no, I don't have the May printout, but I did see it on the May printout.
I don't have that.
But it'll be reflected on the June printout that we received for the
Well,
next meeting.
It should be. When was Jasmine Grove on what?
It was in May.
In May?
I mean, no, I'm sorry, June, it was June.
June. Well,
It was supposed to be in May, and then,
it was in June.
yeah.
So some of the expenditures probably from June to June, when it had dropped to that, in the budget statements.
That's okay.
But it should be on the next meeting, should have it.
And also, I'm glad, we got to that part, so the council should receive, a list of expenditures. It would be May and June, because you were still receiving monthly, list of bills in April, correct, Mr. Cobb?
Yes, ma'am.
So, we can include them on there, just to make it a clean quarter.
Okay.
So it will include all of the checks that were expended in April, May, and June, but you'll receive that by the next meeting, because as Mr. Cobb referenced in the last meeting, that most of the transactions won't be completed until about the middle of the month. So hopefully that will allow us to include as much as we can from June by the next meeting, which would be July 20th. So hopefully by July 17th, we will have received everything. So you may receive an updated report at the council meeting if something else happens between the time that you get your packet on Thursday and Monday.
Could I,
I don't know if she was finished.
I just wanted to comment on that. Questions that require research, and this is for the council, if we could ask those questions on pre-council to give the body an opportunity to prepare, to present to the city I would greatly appreciate that. Just because of the in-depth. Go ahead.
A couple of meetings ago, we talked about the police vehicles. And so I just wanted to check again. Are we good? I saw this weekend, it looks like there may have been 2 or more of them at night automotive. So
We're down 3.
we're down 3 vehicles. And so how does that affect?
Well, right now, we're in good shape if nothing else breaks. And then if we go down some more, then we'll have problematic, we'll have to figure it out. We're also down 2 fire vehicles right now, they're both in the shop.
Is it 2 fire vehicles?
Correct, engine 2 is out, and then today we took, Rescue 74 down for, we should have it back hopefully by tomorrow. But our backup engine is out, we already talked to Huey Town to provide coverage in the event we have problems and need a second. Our police vehicle, though, is aging.
Well, I will make, let me interject right here. So, thank you for that update, but I want the council to know that update was not given to me. So, you're asking that question was the first time I heard that. So I want to make sure that the day-to-day process is notated that I wasn't aware that we were down 3 vehicles. So I just want to make sure the council is aware that it's not an intent to save money to the extent that it becomes detrimental. But I didn't know that. And I would have appreciated that update before you just gave it to us.
Yes, ma'am, I sent you an email.
When did you? You said when?
This morning.
Oh, okay. This morning.
Well, I just found out about it this morning, so as soon as I found out.
Well, but we need to specify to this council that this just happened this morning, because the way it was presented, it made it look like that this was just an ongoing thing, especially since that was a continuation of the conversation from last time. So I just want the council to be aware that this just happened, as well as the public.
Maybe, could I just comment on that as well? Just to ensure the citizens of Pleasant Grove that you are safe, Chief, could you expound upon a vehicle being down? Is it a flat tire, blown engine, or whatever, just to give the city a level of comfort that we are operational and that they are
Oh,
safe?
we're fully operational. One of them has a fuel issue, and we won't crank, we don't know if it's a fuel pump, if it's whatever, we've taken it down to the dealership, because we're hoping that it was a recall thing. We've had that issue in the past. The other one just dropped coolant, they're trying to figure out right now, was it a radiator, was it a thermostat, was it a hose? And the third one, honestly, I'm not really sure exactly what happened, but it's another kind of cooling issue. You know, right now, it's hot outside, and they stay idle for long periods of time when they're sitting on the roadway and so forth, and they overheat.
Thanks, Chief. Now, that within itself is comforting to me that we don't have any major issues or concerns. And it shows that the officers are taking care of their vehicles and appreciative for them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, just a few more things here. So, at the last meeting, there was a public comment. And I guess I have a question as it relates to that, but one of the residents that came for the public comment stated that the budget had not been approved. And so, I guess I want to first apologize to Mr. Ward, because I assured him that I could go right to it and find where the budget had been approved. And unfortunately, I can't. And I want the city to make sure that we have truly approved the budget, because I cannot find it in minutes, and I cannot find it in the meeting.
Mr. Collins? Did we approve the budget?
I tried to check that.
Okay. Attorney Kidd, should we wait to see if that happened, or should we proactively approve the budget that we've been functioning on since we're still in the budget year?
I think to verify would be more prudent, however, you can be assured that you have a budget, because your last budget, if it wasn't approved with what you're functioning under,
Mhm.
it would be to cure anything that, say, if we approve the $5 budget, and we spent $7,
Mhm.
there may be something that we'll have to do.
Oh, I know, yeah, I know
Right,
it's
right now.
considerably different.
Yes, but right now, I think there's still time to verify.
Okay. If you would make note of that, Mr. Carl.
And do we have a method that we respond to, do we have a method by which we respond to public comment? Is it just in the meeting, or do we?
I think it just depends on what the comment is. If it's something that requires action, I normally make sure that we have a method to follow up. Our respective team members, depending on what it is. So if someone says something about a tree or, overgrowth or something like that, then Mr. Goldsmith may follow up with them. But during the meeting, most of the team members, I'm very confident that Chief Reed, Mr. Goldsmith, and Mrs. Hodge will, make notes, and they normally approach the citizen after, if possible. They approach the citizen after to get their contact information, if a follow-up is necessary.
All right, the risk management committee meeting is scheduled for July 21st at 4:30. And I'm not sure, which staff person put the notices out.
Mrs.
I
Hodge
think you may,
can, post it for us.
Well, what happens is you would send your verbiage. You can email it to me and I will give it to Ms. Hatcher.
Okay.
But we need, actually, to be emailed to me, so it'll be your verbiage, not necessarily what we're saying, because it's your.
no, that's fine. All right, from the Pleasant Grove Library, we have Medicare 101 with book on Tuesday, July the 14th at 10 a.m. Book club is Wednesday, July 15th at 10 a.m. We are discussing Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. Knitting is every Wednesday at 1 p.m. And we had a great turnout for the Unearth a Story summer reading program. Please don't forget that summer reading logs are due the week of July 27th through the 31st, and we can't wait to unearth our top reading winners. And, yeah,
You said July 27th through?
the 31st.
Okay.
And Mayor, you said that you anticipated having an update on, the IB school. I think that was something from one of the residents before. Do you have an update on that just yet?
I don't, I have been in discussions with, Dr. Gonsolin, but I don't have an update that I'm able to share publicly at this time. Again, I don't want to haphazardly provide any information, and I'm not able to update the council in full.
Did we finalize the Valley Creek update? We may have, I know we
Yes,
were doing the
it's
first
August,
edition.
I just printed the slide and go down.
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
It's August 13th.
15
No, August 8th,
August 8th, yes.
8:30 to 11.
But we do ask that people start arriving, 7:30, to make sure that we can start walking by, 8:30. And then also, I would like to ask Chief if you will have, someone as you normally do for police support. And then Mr. Goldsmith, if you will put a team together to assist us. Because we have a lot of bags and stuff, and so normally it's up to us to get them from this parking lot out here to the dumpster back here, so it doesn't have to be many, but as many as, we can get, that would be appreciated. So August 8th, I don't know, but y'all have an event that date as well, or did you finalize your event? Okay.
Mayor, I did have one more thing. Prior to this administration coming on, I remember that Chief used to give us like this update of numbers of things that have gone on. Is it possible that we can start that kind of getting that? I'm not saying that we have a lot going on, but I just thought it was helpful for me in terms of me as when I was just a regular citizen to know, you know, kind of what had gone on the previous month. And I know I can't direct it, I'm asking Mayor if that's possible.
Yeah, that's fine. Is there anything particular you want to know, or?
No, he just used to give us, you know, if there's been break-ins, or if there's been, you know, a step here or there, you know, he would just update us at a meeting. I thought it was maybe once a month or something that he did, but it might not have been quite that often, but we were getting some kind of update.
Yeah. No, I remember the update, no, I'm not saying that, I remember the update, I was just saying, I don't remember what you were including. I knew the calls and.
Number of calls, service.
Yeah.
And I can't.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I will preemptively let y'all know if there's any spikes in crime, you know, anything like that.
Okay.
During my report, if we have any trouble with it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, Councilman Geary. Councilman Williams?
Good evening. Good evening. Just want, have two things here. Back to school, we are, believe it or not, at the moment, we're just about back to school. We just got out, we're back to. But last year this time, it was election season, and myself, Foundation, Bradbury Foundation, which I founded, along with, a few others, we did a very good back to school, pack the backpack, for that nature. We're gonna continue that thing. And, it's gonna be on July the 25th. So mark your calendars, July the 25th. It'll be held right here at the IB school parking lot. Now, since that time, I've received three calls. One call was from Dan Williams from First Baptist Church, and he would like to partner with us. He said, why reinvent the wheel? Just join in. So he had a few backpacks, more than a few, he had about 150 backpacks. He's also gonna bring snow cones, some tents, some free stuff, which is also, good to us. And also, Mr. Goldsmith. Okay, what do you want to say? Okay. He's also wanting to partner with us. He's with the Pleasant Grove Youth Football Program. He's gonna offer free haircuts and some other things that day. And also, the young man that owns the, petting zoo and the pet grooming, pet salon right there in Pleasant Grove, right across from CVS. He's gonna offer a petting zoo on site that day. So Bradbury is one of our local, football players. He will be in town, and we're gonna try to do a 7-on-7, something pretty exciting that morning starting at 10 o'clock. You know, we want to get in before that just hit the press. So I'm gonna get with Goldsmith to see if we can get some of our local, sports heroes, Orlando and all the rest of them, Ricky and some of the running backs from the previous, years of Pleasant Grove High School football, and we're gonna have a good time that day. Our kids are in dire need. We cannot forget about our youth. I know we have a lot going on the table, but please let's not forget about our youth. They're very important to us. School is fast approaching. We are in need of some supplies. We have quite a bit now. We have quite a bit bought. We serviced about 400 children last year. Backpacks were packed. We supplied them with food. We had just a really good time. So we're gonna run it back again this year. So don't forget to mark your calendars, July the 25th, that's on a Saturday. We're gonna start at 10 o'clock, First Baptist Pleasant Grove, along with our youth football coordinator over there, and the Bradbury Foundation, which pours quite a bit into our, children. And of course, this is where I see my seat. I wanna support the kids as usual every year. Well, we set 12 because they, but when, Mr. Dan called, he had some tents and some other things, so we may go maybe one, maybe two, depending on how much excitement is in the area and how many snow cones, yeah. So we'll go as long as, but we're tentatively, 10 to 12. And also, we are geared up, it was a pleasant surprise to see the, money in the budget, request for the school, the ACT prep, because that is our focus for the school on this year. We're gonna make a difference, we're gonna make an impact, we're gonna make it happen for our children. It's very important that our children represent us, and represent us in a way that they stand up to other schools. In order to get them to stand up, they must be prepared. And if they're judged, if our school is judged by how well we do on the ACT, we need to prepare our children, and that's what we will do. So we will hear a lot of updates. I'm gonna say it every time the mic hits my mouth until we get it started and rolling, because I want everyone on board to be thinking about our children and what their future means to us. So I look forward to seeing everyone on the 25th. Again, it's gonna be at the IB school. You won't miss it if you have to pass there going home, going to get those groceries on Saturday. Just stop, you know, speak to some folks, drop in. If you wanna drop in some, accessories or supplies, drop them in, we'll put them in the bags, and we'll make the more the merrier. There's always room. Did I forget anything, Goldsmith? You'll say it, what do you have? What do you have? I don't wanna forget anything.
Mr. Anthony.
Yes, Ms. Anderson.
What's the cutoff date for your, supplies? When do you need them by?
That's a good question. We would like to have them at least that Wednesday before that Saturday. Okay, that gives us time. Of course, you call me Friday, and you just so happen to have some supplies, don't hesitate. We'll make it happen. Because we have so many bags that pack.
Don't forget, do y'all need volunteers for packing the bags?
That, well, we have that covered, but on the foundation, we have it covered. But we do need help that day, you know, especially with First Baptist coming on board, we will need help that day because kids, they would need to be served with snow cones, they would need to be served with popcorn and stuff of that nature, so we just say show up and do your part. I look forward to it, I can run away. So, Goldsmith, you just pretty much got, okay, here we go. So, with the event on Saturday, on the 25th, Goldsmith added, interactive games and activities, community vendors, free haircuts provided by local barbers, music and family-friendly entertainment, additional activities designed to create a fun, welcoming atmosphere for children and families. So in gymnasium number 2, what was spoken just now is gymnasium number 1. That's gonna be called a family fun zone. So that segment to this thing, okay? I love it, fun. Gymnasium number 2, back to school resource center, that's the backpack giveaway. The school supply distribution, community resource booths, educational and youth-focused organizations, we're gonna pretty much distribute in the circle of the parking lot. We're gonna pull in and pull out, that's the best possible, way to do the backpack, all right? The responsibilities for the, football programs, they're gonna promote it, market, the event, and we pretty much got your back on that. You will be a part of everything we put out, as well as First Baptist. I'm all inclusive, so whatever we say, you guys are included with the church and the youth program, so we look forward to it. Thank you so much for putting your part in. That's all I have.
It starts at 10, what time does it end? Does it have an end time?
We're gonna start with 12, but it may go to 1, maybe 2, depending on our supply.
Ms. Lowry.
Our young man that did the 5K run last year
Yes, ma'am.
is doing another one, and I forgot his name and I forgot the date. But
Tyler
he's runners.
Tyler Turner is the same date as the Valley Creek cleanup. Unfortunately, he said that he had to do it whenever, he could, but his starts at 7:30. So if you would like to go run for an hour, you know, help clean up, we'll accept it, no problem at all. But, if you have the opportunity, we ask that you support his effort as well. I'm pretty sure that he would appreciate it, whatever, you can do.
Do we have because we had to have that police presence closing off roads last year, this is the first I've heard of it.
Yeah, and it's because I hadn't announced it because he has not officially asked for or made that request yet. So, but right now it's August 8th. So, yes, sir, I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
No, sir.
We're new to Pleasant Grove.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, we just relocated here from Chicago,
Yes,
a month ago. We bought a house over on,
Okay.
1305 6th Way.
Yes, sir.
And I was listening to the distribution, but where can we make the donation for book bags? We probably.
Nicola, are you gonna be here at the end of the meeting?
I can't.
I'll give you in-depth information, just hold tight. Got it.
And for public consumption, anyone that wants to make a donation, you're welcome to just drop it here at City Hall, because it is a city effort as well through our youth program. So don't feel that you couldn't, because, you know, outside help is being provided as well. So, thank you for that. Counselor Wilkerson?
Yes, Mayor, I'd like to start off with a comment that, Councilor Gary made regarding the beautification of the city. At our last beautification board meeting, that was an in-depth conversation that we had, and as the, chairman at large, we do have our elected chairman, Vincent, here. We talked about, how diligent we've been in recognizing homes that are beautiful with signs. And it's kind of, it was a gut punch, and I took that gut punch when our entrances into the city was unsightful. So we were gonna request that Mr. Goldsmith attend our next, beautification meeting, which is the 4th Tuesday of every month, and you all are welcome, and you all are invited to become a part of the beautification committee, so that we could probably sit down with him, so that he can get back with you and, consider some of the, areas of importance that the beautification committee has identified, so I won't have to take a gut punch, and the city won't find itself looking the way it has looked in the past. And I thank you for commenting on that, Councilor John Cruz, because if we see it, everyone else see it. Okay, signs, we've also, talked about replacing the signs to the entrances in and out of the city. And, Ms. Dansby, as well as Ms. Afe Calhoun, is conducting some research. Just a little bit about those signs, and they may be able to speak more specifically about those signs, but we do want them in a fluorescent manner, so when light hits them at night. And we do want a sign that will reflect your name as the mayor. And Mr. DeWitt has even mentioned planting some sort of shrubbery around those signs, just so it won't be a pole with a plate on it. So we just want to make sure I'm touching everything. I want to go back to the Pleasant Grove celebration of the nation's 250th. And I want to first tip my hat to the mayor for allowing such events to occur. Okay? It speaks volumes on your behalf, Madam Mayor. Thank you, Danica, for that grant. But I've had in-depth conversations with the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and I stopped by and spoke with the Coast Guard today, and they are excited about being recognized. So don't allow them to come to our city and we not show up in numbers and show our appreciation for them. Myself, my wife, and a number of other individuals are retired military, Marines. So a pat on the back every now and then, thank you, goes a long way. It is appreciated. But to have our federal government or our DOD entity feeling as though we're important enough to visit our city speaks volumes to me. So let's show our appreciation, and let's bring a friend, let's tell a veteran, let's bring a child, because there's going to be possibly recruiters there. I'm not recruiting a child for the military, but it didn't hurt me. I think I'm a fine example. Just to emphasize, for them coming to our city, let's make sure we're in order. Let's make sure we embrace them, because we do want them to come back. That's all I had. Well, one last shot. I visited our youth, boys and girls in the park, cheering as well as playing football. There's a good thing going on in Pleasant Grove. And in our last city council meeting, I talked about 2 types of noise. Good noise and bad noise. There's good noise in Pleasant Grove now, but it's going to take us to fuel that noise if we want it to continue. So when Mr. Goldsmith and his staff ask for our support, whatever it is we can do, lend a helping hand, reach in our pocket and donate a penny, whatever it takes, let's do all that we can do to make sure our children are receiving an opportunity of a lifetime. That's all I have.
Thank you, Councilor Wilkerson. I will remind the council that we had received estimates for the signage coming into the city. replacing those signs. But again, also at the park, it was the park and the entrances, the main entrances to the city. I think there's a total of 5, and we had estimates done for 3, which would be coming from Fairfield, coming from Hueytown, and coming, in the park, yeah. So those were the 3 main signs that we received estimates for. But again, it was at my discretion. I felt that we had some more pressing items than the replacement of the signs right now. And I do understand, understand that we want it all done today, but we cannot do it all today. And if y'all would just have a little grace, it's not that we're not recognizing the same things that y'all recognize. We live here too. So, if you would, just give us a little grace, we will do that. And also, to the council, for any of your committee meetings that you have, please feel free to provide communication to me. Our team members, you're welcome to invite our team members, but I don't want you to feel that you have to go through a team member to get that information to me. You're welcome to provide it to me and make requests of my office, and we'll help what we can.
One saving round. At the last practice I was at, this is for the chief, they are parking along the fence line, and there are no parking signs there. And Mr. Goldsmith and his staff has been addressing, and their family members, I'm sure they don't mean any harm. But if we could, I did see an officer there, but if we could have someone to ride through at the beginning of practice, and maybe one time during practice, just to keep that area clear, I think that'll take care of it.
So, council, before we go to the citizen comments, I will let you know that, we did receive a letter, and I just received this afternoon at 5, from the Jefferson County Commission asking, it's time for our renewal to participate in, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development designation as an urban county under the Community Development Block Grant, which is CDBG fund. And so every 3 years, they have to provide us with correspondence to let us know that they do participate in that program. We do have the option to opt out, but it's at the discretion of the council if we want to pursue further research on opting out. I will provide that to you. Otherwise, we don't have to take any action. Is there anyone that wants to take a different action and opt out? All right, do we need to take a formal vote if they're stating we don't need to take any further action?
That's up to me, I don't think you need it.
Okay, well, we won't. So the other 2 items that I have provided to you, I received both of these on today. From the Pleasant Grove Elementary School and the Pleasant Grove High School. Is our annual intergovernmental agreement on municipal use of Pleasant Grove High School and the use of Pleasant Grove Elementary School. This is the first time we've received one from Pleasant Grove Elementary School because we normally don't have anything here. But the Jefferson County Board of Education requires that we enter into these agreements to continue to use those facilities at no cost to the city of Pleasant Grove. And so I'll make a motion that, for unanimous consent to consider the intergovernmental agreement on municipal use of Pleasant Grove High School. Do we need to do it as separate?
I have a question first. So with any kind of liability insurance that they're asking that you all carry under the use or?
Did you provide her with that? It is included, there's an indemnification clause, in section 5 on page 3. And then there's a force majeure clause in section 8 on page 4. And then there's a further assurances clause in section 11 on page 5.
Okay, I will,
So I make a motion that we approve this, the intergovernmental agreement on municipal use of Pleasant Grove Elementary School. That we enter into that agreement to cover the city of Pleasant Grove from July 1st, 2026 through June 30th of 2027. And I place that in the form of a motion.
I think that you were in the process of getting that.
Oh, unanimous consent, we can do that. Make a motion for unanimous consent to consider the intergovernmental agreement on municipal use of Pleasant Grove High School and Pleasant Grove Elementary School. And then we'll take the motion separately to do the vote. And that's in the form of a motion. I need a second.
Second.
Okay, Councilor Gary, the second. Any issues, questions, or concerns with us taking this up tonight? Hearing none, all those in favor of the unanimous consent to consider, and that passes unanimously. Now I make a motion, for the approval of us entering into the intergovernmental agreement of municipal use of Pleasant Grove Elementary School for the period of July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027.
A second.
We have a motion by myself and a second by Councilor Wilkerson. Any questions, issues, concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor? And that passes unanimously. I make a motion that we enter into an intergovernmental agreement on municipal use of Pleasant Grove High School for the period of July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027. Is there a second?
Second.
A motion by myself and a second by Councilor Gary. Any issues, questions, concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor? And that passes unanimously. Thank you, Council. And again, my apologies for the short notice, but I provided it when I received it. It's rather routine, so I think that they have a tendency to provide it kind of last minute. But anyway, now for public comment.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
It feels so good to be back. I just have two comments. The first comment is in reference to the grass cut.
If you can name and address.
Annette Dan. It's in reference to the grass cut, did grass cut. And I just want to say this, we have to be patient. Pleasant Grove, always been a small town. You got a small public works department. You have a small government. A majority of your income is based on home taxes. That's it. A couple of small businesses. And I say that to say we have to be patient. If we want to see change, we have to be the change. That means that it doesn't take the council to organize a trash pickup. That's us. That's us. I have a riding lawnmower, I don't mind using it. We do everything else. There's a young man that cuts the grass all the time, coming up toward the storage facility, the storage building. He does that on his own. But if we want to make a change, we have to be that change. They can't do it. We don't have the money to do it. We don't have the personnel to do it. And so we have to get out and do it. It's gonna cost us nothing but time. Nothing but time. Once you lose time, you can't get it back. But it's only gonna cost us time. To small group organize to do a trash pickup, you know. We really shouldn't have to do trash pickup if we hold the people that's driving in front of us accountable for throwing it out. Because everybody's on their phone. You shouldn't drive and take pictures, but if necessary, you can. But we have to be patient with the city. There's all kind of comments here and there on social media. I try to stay out that stuff. I told y'all that's the devil's workshop. But we have to be that change. Now, this Saturday morning, I did a community center, cleaning up the shrubbery, cutting it. Anybody want to come and help? Come and help. Come and help. You know, we have to be that change. You subtracted kids, and there's only a few of us. Tax dollars only go so far. If you're over 65, you ain't paying taxes anyway. Okay? So that's money that Pleasant Grove doesn't get. And Rome wasn't built in a day. This is a new government, not even into a year of their government, of governing. Okay? We have to be patient. They can't do everything at one time. That's putting too much on them. Too much. We have to give them the same grace that we want them to give us. So be patient with the city government. Be patient. And you'll see the change, because you'll be the change. Lastly, there's a number I'm going to give out tonight. I'm very familiar with it. Have all kind of issues with them. It's a number to waste management. It's area code 205-841-2740. That is the number that your neighbors and you should call if you have bulk pickup, limb, bags of leaves. You have to call that number. They will schedule a pickup based on your trash day. Know it from experience. So let your neighbors know that once they set those limbs up, they have to make that call. And they will pick up your limbs. They won't sit for a month on Park Road. That's the main road into Pleasant Grove, but that's a part of beautification. So that's the number to give to your neighbors. I'm putting it on social media. Okay? Make that call. It's the simple things that we can do as citizens to make our lives in Pleasant Grove a better place. It's too easy. It is too easy. That's all I have tonight.
Thank you, Ms. Annette Dancy. I'll send you a program.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Lavinia Barnes, 1208 12th Terrace. I am your community health advisor, and I'm here today to talk about lung cancer screening to treatment 2.2. You have that flyer on your desk, councilors and mayor, and I have some for others as well. We are hosting a lung cancer screening for people, especially people that smoke. You know, if you have lung issues or you want to see if you have lung issues, we want you to come to the Purpose Center at Dannon. We call it the Dannon Project, and that's July 18th from 10 to 12:30. We will have healthcare professionals there. They will actually do screening for your lungs, and they will talk about treatment plans, and, tell you just where you need to go, for your lungs. They talk about pulmonary care, lung care, navigation support, how to use AI for the future lung care, the importance of mental wellness, understanding the lung and the heart connection. We also have the veterans will come as well, and they will, we try to get our veterans everywhere we can, so they will know their rights and their medical issues. Financial health literacy, Medicaid changes. This is for everyone. Like I say, we're gonna have the fire department there for testing. We're gonna have a nurses honor guard group there who's gonna be doing your blood pressures and your checking for your A1C and all. We just want you to remain healthy and to know what's going on. So if you at all possible, you can come July 18th at the Dillon Project. It's at 2324 5th Avenue North in Birmingham. It's the old Trailway bus station. Like I said, we have on-site professionals. They will not only educate you with words, but they're also going to be screening your body. And we will have lunch afterwards. It is free. It is free. So please come. If you want one of these flyers, I give them out until they're gone. But please come and see about your health as well as others. And we want to welcome our new residents to the Dillon Grove.
One quick question for you. You're welcome to leave those flyers here, and then we'll place them out on the table in the entryway. But the second question is, and it's not on here, but I want to ask, do we need to bring an ID or anything like that? Is that required?
ID?
Any ID?
Oh, no.
Identification?
Oh, no.
Yes, sir. Okay, all right. Thank you.
Yeah, and we have, UAB is a partner. They have a lot of professionals. And of course, Heal Collaborative out of Atlanta, Georgia is partnering with our church, Antioch Missionary Baptist Church of Pratt City. And it's being sponsored by Amgen, which is a pharmaceutical company. So we'll have a lot of professionals there. And I had my name first on the list because I want to see what's going on.
Thank you for updating us, Ms. Myron.
To the mayor, to the council people, my name is DeWitt Benson, 4025 Woodbridge Place. It seems like everybody already is saying the same thing about your dress, so I'm not gonna get on the dress. But I want to recommend Mr. Smith over there called, he has to go Smith, because he has some guys over there, they did. On our main entrance, I came up through the road, and, like I say, we've already talked this in our previous meeting about the main entrance and the grass, and those guys was on. The next day I rode up through there, like, wow, they must have heard us, So those guys, they did pretty good, I mean, I just rely on you on doing a lot of that stuff, but, we're working on it. And, I like to say, I have a sister, she just moved to Pleasant Grove. Just bought a home in Pleasant Grove last week. So, I told her to try to come to the meeting so we can welcome her. Yeah. I had two other things, not gonna be long on this, but, somebody said something about the newsletters. Have we been having newsletters at some point? Quarters?
We actually eliminated the newsletters about 5 years ago.
Okay.
And I will tell you, it was the expense of them, because every time we sent out a newsletter, it was approximately $2,500 a quarter, and that was 5 years ago. So now we would probably be looking at about $3,000 a quarter, and it just was not productive response from the citizenship at that time.
Okay, someone had mentioned it to me, and that, I just brought it up, to see, maybe they go online, they see what.
Yes, we do. Ms. Van has been really instrumental in helping us keep the website updated. So, we're appreciative of her for doing that, because that's not necessarily part of what she should be doing, but, we're appreciative of her doing that. And so we just encourage people to do that. We have the text message notifications. We have the new digital sign out here. So we're making efforts to try to keep people more updated. We have the official Facebook page, City of Pleasant Grove AL. So we try to put all of the information out, as quickly as possible and as often as possible. But we just have not been able to do the newsletter.
I'm sure that they understand. Another thing, park and rec, who's over park and rec? Your city council, you got different, who's over park?
When you say over it, Councilor Brown is the designated city councilor with the park board.
Okay, park.
Which part?
Yeah, I was seeing some outdoors in that park. I think few trees need to come down. You know, I said it before about the tree come down, but we see what happened, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll see 2 more. So at some point, we'll go right here with you, and we'll look at those trees and see can we do something about those, before they come down.
Right, and we appreciate you letting us know that.
Yeah, okay. I think that's it.
And thank you for all the work you do with the beautification board.
Yeah, and for the beautification board, I'm gonna get with Wilkerson, because there's some households we've seen on some of the business out there. We probably want to get that up, Chris, you know. I'm not gonna bring it up right now, but we're gonna look into it first to do it.
And again, if you all would, provide that to us in writing as well, so we can have a reference point, but also, sometimes it's just good when we are able to check a box.
Yeah, okay.
To know that we're actually accomplishing something that you've requested of us.
All right. And, we will, I'm sure I'll see you again. Yeah. So we'll talk. Appreciate it.
Yes, welcome to the City of Pleasant Grove. We're happy to have you here, and I think that maybe I've spoken to you on the phone.
I'm the one that was harassing you.
No, you were not harassing me, but welcome to the City of Pleasant Grove. We're happy to have you. Any other?
I forgot to say, for the loan initiative, you have to register, use the QR code, and if you can't use the QR code, you can, get registered with me. I have my badge here.
Yes, ma'am. If you call our offices, we'll put you in touch with Ms. Barnes if you need more information. So if nothing else.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you.
Or just
Bring my